Okay, so just hit it with the Dremel, taking off some of the rust spots, finding more, going a little bit further, going a little bit further. So I'm happy with that. I don't think it's I don't think I destroyed it, especially since I'm going to be putting on an epoxy. But it was pitted pretty bad, so I did have to hit some spots a little bit more than others. So anyway, I think it cleaned up pretty good. So now it's just a matter of degreasing it. And these were pretty pitted back here. You can kind of see there's a little bit of pitting still there, but it'll be fine. Gone over it with wire brushes, steel wool, sandpaper, grinder. So I think it'll be all right. Anyway, so I'm going to hit it with the brake cleaner, get it degreased, and get it hung up and get it ready for spraying with the epoxy. And then I'll let that dry for a while, and then I'll bake it. I am going to cover the face, the bolt face, probably, I don't know, probably all the underside here. I don't need to spray inside of it. Don't want to mess with the action at all, and there's no rust in there, so I didn't grind anything in there. Anyway, got it all stripped out, ready to go. Just a matter of hitting it now. Anyway, I'll come back when it's done. Thanks. So this is it. I'll let air dry for about an hour, and then into the oven for an hour at 400. So it's been going for about an hour now. So it's done. I just got it out of the oven. I let it sit at 410 for an hour. I let it cure with a fan on it before that for about an hour, and then I just got it out of the oven. So it's looks pretty good. I'm gonna start putting it back together again and see how it looks after that. So I got it done. got it completed. So this is the final product. It's all put back together now. That took a little bit of effort, but yeah. So I got it all back together, and I just want to go over some of the issues that I had, some of the results, and my impressions of it now that it's all complete. So get this. So this is the final product. As you can see, it's a little bit on the shinier side, but that's okay. It's much better than it was. And fingerprints do show up, but again, it's much better than it was. So hopefully this will take care of all the rust issues that I had. If you'll notice, that's not done. I have to get that taken care of. I forgot about it throughout this whole process. So anyway, had a whole pile of parts sitting here on my desk, and just overlooked that one. Anyway, I'll go and take care of it. Let's see here. That's not going to do. There it is. As you can see, there was quite a bit of rust on that, so I did have to do some grinding on it. But at any rate, so this is what it looks like. So anyway, I'm going to take it down. get this out of the way. So this is what we got. This has been out of the oven now for maybe I don't know, hour or two. Completely tear it the rest of the way down. And just go over some of the things I had issues with. So, as you can see, it is quite a bit shiny. There is quite a bit of a shine to it. It's not bad, not as matte as I was kind of hoping for. I did go with the appliance enamel. I will say, it's not scratching. It's definitely a hard surface. I don't know how it'll hold up. Oh, anyway, yeah, so down inside here, I didn't spray any of this. Right, I wanted to keep all that. The finish on theirs, it's still adequate. Some of the problems that I had are just some information that people may need to be aware of whenever stripping this. So taking this screw out completely and pushing the side off rather, no problem at all. There's nothing underneath there that's gonna inhibit reassembly or it has anything to do with this lock or anything. It slid right off and worked fine. This front sight, again, no problem. That one screw is all it takes. I don't know if you can see that in there. That one screw, that's all it takes to get that front sight off. So anyway, take the front sight off, take the back sights off, and then to get this off, to get the back plate off, you have to push forward on this plunger right here. You push forward on it, going towards the barrel of the gun, just a little bit, and that takes tension off back here. So as you're pushing this forward, you can then stick something up underneath here and start to pop that off. And as soon as that comes off just a little bit, the whole thing will just slide right off. It's pretty simple after you've done it once. After you've gotten it off, though, one of the things that I had to deal with or contend with was taking this off. So this, you stick a flathead, or I just used a little flathead tool, one of these. Stuck it back in here, and then you push forward. And what'll happen is this plunger, and there's a spring underneath there. They start to move freely. There's another spring that goes down through here all the way to the back, and then there's another plunger back here. That spring has a little has like a little piece on it that kind of locks this whole thing together. So once you push on this back here, it's going to start pushing tension on the front up here, so that when you put it all back together, the extractor stays in place. And you can kind of feel it moving just a little bit in there. But at any rate, that was I had to figure that out. I had to well, actually you can still see it. I had to pull the instructions up. I just literally got it back together again. So this spring right here and that little detent thing push pressure on this. So as you're pushing that back plate on, you're pushing this forward, it's pushing everything else forward. So once it gets into the extractor, or once you get the back plate on, it pushes into the back of the extractor and holds everything in place. So anyway, back to the reassembly. So once you get that put back on, as you're pushing this down, you'll have to push on this plunger right here, and it'll pop in place. So then, let me just cover that again. So you put this back on, you push this down just a little bit, and this will close up. And then on the back side, when you go to reassemble it, this piece right here, as you're pushing it back on, you'll have to push this plastic plunger and this other plunger that sticks out. So you push
Right
this
here.
back on and slide it in place, and everything just kind of locks in place. So anyway, reassembly. Reassembly is fairly simple. I'm sure you guys already know, if you're doing this, you probably reassembled a gun or two in your time. But and then, so that's it, reassembled. It is a little bit slicker than it used to be. This finish on here makes it kind of slippery. And I haven't oiled it yet. I need to get some oil in there. But one of the tests that I use to make sure that the firing pin works is the Tensile Test. So that works. Another test I was doing was to test the extractor. It extracts. Probably not as good as I would like it to, but I don't know if that's a tourist thing. I don't know if that was working before I got it or not. I haven't shot it yet. I wanted to take care of all of the cosmetic issues on it before I took it out to the range. So now that I got that all taken care of, take it out to the range. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, leave comments, and I'll get back to you. Anyway, have a good one. Thanks.